Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
The MiG-21 NATO designation Fishbed is a supersonic jet fighter and interceptor aircraft. The MiG-21 was designed for very short ground control interception missions. It became renowned for this type of mission in the skies over North Vietnam. The first MiG-21s arrived directly from the Soviet Union by ship in April of 1966. After being unloaded and assembled, they were given to the Vietnam People's Air Force's oldest fighter unit, the 921st Fighter Regiment, which had been created on the 3rd of February 1964 as a MiG-17 unit. Although the MiG-21 lacked the long-range missiles, radar, and heavy bomb loads of its American counterparts like the F-4 Phantom, the North Vietnamese often offset their vulnerabilities by picking their times to fight. MiG pilots only attacked under ideal circumstances, such as when US aircraft were bomb-laden, low on fuel, or damaged. The small, hard-to-see MiGs typically made one-pass attacks at high speed, then escaped to safety. When the engagements were straightforward, the MiGs seldom won. If the F-4s were ready and configured to fight, the trick was inducing them to engage at all. The F-4 was developed by the Navy and entered service in 1962. It had an impressive speed, range, and versatility, and it remained the leading US fighter into the 1970s. The original Phantom was modified and employed in Vietnam as the Air Force's F-4C and F-4D. The Navy had the F-4B and the F-4J. The top-of-the-line United States Air Force F-4 model was the F-4E, introduced in 1968, and had the addition of a 20mm cannon to the existing armament of the air-to-air missiles. In Operation Bolo, the famous MiG sweep of January 1967, a force of F-4Cs entered North Vietnam, pretending to be bomb-carrying F-105s. They followed F-105 ingress routes, and their radio calls simulated the thuds. The MiG-21s at Phuc Yen were deceived and rose up to meet them. During a 15-minute dogfight, the Phantoms shot down 7 MiG-21s, almost half of the total possessed by North Vietnam, with no losses to the F-4s. Alright guys, so we're going to try to play this like the MiG-21s would back then. I'm going to try to jump some F-4s that are out here on patrol. There's 2 of them. I've been vectored in by ground control intercept, and I'm going to try to find them flying in this valley without giving myself away. You can see my radar is turned off, and we're just trying to find these guys, jump them, kill them, and then run away. And if I can kill both, that would be great, but I'll settle for one depending on the situation. We'll see how it plays out. I think I see something moving over that ridgeline there. So we're going to go ahead and head over there. There he is. Oh, we're close. There's 2 of them, but I can only hit one, and then I got to run. Okay, splash, and we're out of here. I can't engage in a dogfight with this leader. No thank you. I'm full burner, and we are bravely running away to fight another day. So in that last round, we were just seeing how the MiG-21 would like to fight. You know, you'd come out of the mountains, come out of a valley or some clouds or something, you'd take a shot at somebody, kill him, and then, you know, run away to safety, maybe behind your SA-2 net, or maybe you run into China just to get the American F-4s from chasing you. And so here we're going to see what it's like when the MiG-21 actually chooses to engage in a dogfight with the F-4. I'm going to see how it plays out. You can see here I'm really struggling to keep this turn. You can see the MiG doesn't enjoy this at all. very much struggling in these turns. You can see that F4 is coming around now for the second merge. Alright, there we go. Looks like we're on a 2-circle rate fight at this point. I gotta really dump the nose on the MiG-21. She's not enjoying this at all. And unfortunately, dumping my nose like this is going to give that F4 all kinds of angles, so he should move on to my 6 here. And one of my favorite things about the MiG-21 is that once a guy gets onto your 6, you basically can't see him. And that's kind of the problem I'm running into here. Fox 2, we're putting flares out. And we got some tracer fire. Alright. Whoa, that was close. Alright, so that didn't go very well. Right off the bat, the MiG-21 struggled in the turns with the F4, and we did not manage to give him a hard time at all. F4 basically moved on to my 6. Once he gets into my rear quarter, very difficult for me to see him, and it's basically downhill from there. So, now one thing I'm not trying to do is go into a 2-circle fight with an F4. He should outrate the crap out of me. In a 1-circle, I still kind of have a chance. Trying to use a bit of vertical here against him, and you can see again the MiG-21 really not enjoying how hard I'm pulling on the stick here. Trying to ease off a little bit, but if I ease off, the F4 turns inside my circle, and I'm in big trouble. You can see him here doing very well. Alright, so that F4 is at the top of the screen there, if you can see him, and I appear to have been sucked into a rate fight with him. And any point that that happens, it's bad news for me. Put some flares out for that Fox 2. I'm basically always going to lose rate fights. Oh, that's close. And here we have the wonderful rear visibility of the MiG-21. Alright, so I think at this point it's becoming clear to myself and everyone else why the Vietnamese MiG-21s did not engage in dogfights with the F4s, and how in Operation Bolo, when they did get sucked into a dogfight, they were absolutely decimated. And I think the only way that I can really win, it seems like this F4 is not pulling as hard on the stick here. I might be able to slide into a circle here. It seems like, you know, as long as the F4s don't make a mistake, they should be in a great position to win almost every dogfight they go into against the MiG-21. It's only a matter of, you know, getting jumped if you're not paying attention. And, you know, they come out of the clouds and fire one of those K-13 Fox 2s at you and blow you up before you can even react. So I got the nose dumped here. I'm trying to point it at that F4. and it's slowly working. I'm sitting inside of his turn circle right now. He's trying to outrate me. Alright, Fox 2 here. I don't see that missile. I wonder what happened to it. Might have gone for flares. And so the issue here is I am keeping up, but my missiles can't turn with him in the rate, so it's kind of useless. The other thing to note here, and as he goes into the vertical, I might be able to kill him here, but if he had just kept me on that turn long enough, in real life his wingman would have showed up and just blew me out of the sky. So that's also important to remember. I got a Fox 2 off at him. Looks like it's actually tracking. There's a second Fox 2. Oh, I hit him. Wow. Alright, well, we're going to call that luck. But there's finally one kill in the Mig-21 against an F-4 in a dogfight here. Alright guys, let's do our quick little review here. This is the red Mig-21 blue F-4 flown by my buddy Longshot. You can see in this initial turn we're going 2 circle. That's a nose to tail fight. If it was nose to nose, so if the F-4 had turned this way, it would have been a nose to nose fight. That would have been a 1 circle fight. Okay, so there's the merge right here, and you can see actually, let's look at some of these numbers for the MiG. You can see as long as it's, you know, Mach 0.9 to 0.76, you know, the MiG's okay. But as soon as it starts to get to Mach 0.5 and you got the nose up attitude, this is where the MiG struggles. Now, a proficient Mig-21 pilot would obviously avoid this. That is not me. And so I'm just doing my best here. This F-4, it has a custom flight model, which is one of the reasons why the mod still works. It's attempting to simulate the flight model of an F-4. Not really going to call it accurate, but, you know, it's enough for us to get a point and, you know, talk about these 2 aircraft a little bit in this video. And it's close enough, so, you know, I'm taking it. So you can see right here, due to that getting super slow at Mach 0.5, I now have to dump my nose. And having to dump my nose gives this F-4 all kinds of angles, which Longshot absolutely capitalizes on. He dumps and comes right after me. And you can see here the angles generated. He's now basically right on my 6 o'clock before I can recover. Mig-21 just not, you know, very, like a extremely maneuverable aircraft. I don't want to make it sound like it's not maneuverable, like it's just an Apollo rocket. It's not that. It is, relatively speaking, maneuverable, but it's got limitations, I guess you could say, especially at certain speeds. And so here, and especially if you pull hard, that's really the biggest problem with it that I've noticed. It's just not meant to be flown like that. So it's kind of taking me some training to pull out of this mentality of just yanking the stick like an F-16 and you know. So anyway, once this F4 pulls onto my 6 like this, it's basically over. I can barely see him. I can kind of judge where he is from all the tracers coming at me. And here is still good. Like, this is still a good angle. I can still see him clearly, but right around when I jink out here to try to avoid those tracers and he moves here, like, that's it. I don't see anything anymore, which is why, like, it's very difficult to maneuver in relation to a bandit that you can't see. I don't know where he is. He's on my left side, my right side. I can't tell. And so I'm just, you know, flailing around, flaring, hoping that he overshoots. And obviously long shot's not going to do that. And like, it's just, there's nothing I can do at this point. I can't even, like, you know, initiate a raid fight to try to get away from him. I can't make him overshoot, and there's the kill. So, good kill to long shot. Don't forget to check out his channel, link in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.